Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, Hool Vibes. This is about my fourth video I've done for YouTube, and today I'm going to talk about how to build courage and eliminate fear. So I'm going to give you some tools and examples. As you know, many of you know, fear is stress. It's the same thing. Fear is stress in disguise, and everyone's stressed, which means everyone's scared. Everyone is running around scared a lot of the time, and I, including myself, but I have built a lot of courage in the past few years dealing with chronic illness and a lot of things. I've been scared since I was a little kid. I was a very shy and scared girl growing up. Very just kept my head down, kind of quiet in my own world, and I was scared of what people thought of me, and I was just really timid. I didn't really like that part of myself. It didn't feel authentic. I felt just scared. And as I grew older, I learned how to eliminate a lot of it. So let's get started. The first thing I think you should do when you're trying to overcome your fears is write a list of the characteristic traits that you want. So we all have like that person in our life that is really confident and just sure of themselves, or maybe you've seen them in the movies, certain TV characters. They just have that suave and that confidence that's attractive. Write down all of the traits that you want that just feel right for you. That's the first thing, is building awareness of what you want to achieve from this. And then anytime you are afraid or stressed out, ask yourself why you're feeling this and what you're being shown. So it can seem obvious, but really until you write it down, you don't really know what's going on. So an example, say you're going to an event or a party and you don't know many people there. So you get kind of scared, you're a little nervous about it. You're like, maybe you're afraid, you'll have awkward conversation, maybe you're afraid you'll have no one to talk to, maybe you're afraid you're not going to have fun. A big fear of mine was that I wasn't going to be fun, that people were going to think I was boring. That used to be a fear that I had. I always wanted to be like the life of the party. I wanted everybody to have a good time, even if I just met you. Like, I want you to have fun, which is so silly when you think about it. But what is that showing me about myself, right? Most of our beliefs that we have, most of our feelings stem from when we were younger. So the need for me wanting to please people happened at a younger age. So this isn't something that can be healthy. Anything that's stressing us out or worrying us is obviously not something that we want in our lives, right? So I think kind of analyzing yourself, picking apart the emotions you're feeling when you're stressed can be very therapeutic. So writing them down. Why do I feel like this? Where is this coming from? Just keep asking yourself a lot of questions until you kind of dig, and maybe you can kind of get to the pinpoint of where this started in your life and why you feel like this. Maybe your mom does the same thing. I know my mom does. Maybe it's your dad. Maybe it was your sister, a close friend, right? You probably picked up these characteristic traits from someone else. All right, next thing, do something every day that scares you. A lot of people don't like to do this because this makes you feel uncomfortable, right? I would say start small, maybe start saying hi to strangers as you walk past them. A lot of people don't like to do this because you're afraid maybe they won't say hi back, and that's kind of a rejection. But this is perfect for people that want to start small. But the important thing is, if you're like, oh, that's easy, I can do that, then that's not what you need to do. You need to do something that makes you uncomfortable. That's the point. This is how you grow and you build the courage. Maybe go to a dinner or movie by yourself. Speak your mind in a conversation where normally you wouldn't because you're afraid of confrontation. Compliment a stranger. Yeah, anything that makes you uncomfortable. Or you could take it a step up. Maybe you're like, that's easy. No problem, Megan. I got that. Okay, go volunteer by yourself where you know nobody. Sing at an open mic night. That would terrify me. Still haven't done that yet. At least not in a long time. I'm not sober. Go skydiving. Take a surf lesson. Take an ice bath. Let's see. Now, honestly, when you're doing these things, I don't want you to go too extreme. Like, the point is not to give yourself a panic attack. Start where it's just feeling uncomfortable, right? And then you'll be able to do more and more and more. And it's like working a muscle. It's like when you go to the gym. It's the same thing with courage. It takes time. Start small, work your way up, and before you know it, nothing's gonna scare you. And it's gonna feel so freaking powerful, I promise. There's sometimes where I'm just like unshakable and I'm a different person and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so powerful. And it is a really good feeling. All right, and then when you get in a argument with somebody or a disagreement, say you're talking about politics or religion or natural medicine, right? There's a lot of things that we can disagree with on people. And I think it's really important to just be aware of any kind of stress you're feeling at that moment, because a lot of people want to share their opinions on, but they don't want to just share it. They want people to believe them. They want to convince them. Why do they want to do that? Because it reaffirms them in what they believe. And they're so strong about it that they believe it's the right way, and they want you to believe in the right way, right? So you can't do that though. I mean, do you ever have anyone push their opinions on you? What does it do to you? When someone pushes their opinions on me, it pushes me further away. Like if they're aggressive about it or rude or cocky, it makes me not want to believe in what they're saying 10 times more, right? So if you're trying to share your opinion with someone, do it with compassion, do it with love, and just share. And if they don't want to hear it, then don't tell them, right? And if they want to share their opinion with you, but you don't believe in everything they say, that's fine. Just listen, be considerate. I had a conversation the other day with a guy, and I wasn't agreeing with anything that he was saying, but he did say one thing that made sense. So I learned one thing from it. So I was open-minded the whole time, and I was listening to him, and I knew what he was saying was from his heart. Like, he cared, he believed in it strongly, so I didn't get offensive. And it led me to still learn something from him, because if I was pushed away from it and closed-minded and not listening to that person, I wouldn't have gained the insight that I did, right? A lot of people can stress out about this. A lot of people can get afraid that their opinion's not going to get validated in this conversation, and I promise you that that's okay. That is totally okay. You need to let that go. Let it go. It's not needed. All right. Next one. Practice self-love. This is so important. The more you love yourself, the more unshakable you will be in your confidence. Say it out loud. Say it to yourself. I do it all the time. I go up to the mirror and I'm like, I love you, Megan. I love you, girl. And I get excited because it's like, I feel it. Eat healthier. Your body is a temple and it wants healthy food. It wants vegetables and fruits and high vibrational energies. So give it all the water and the juice and the celery juice, all the things. Exercise. Exercise. I don't even have to tell you why that's good for you. You should know. Exercise, play, do things that you love to do that make you happy. Find your inner child, right? And then have a self-care day. There's so many things you can do to practice self-love, but that's just to give you a few. Also, get out of your everyday routine. So say maybe you're a person that works a 9-to-5 job and you work your 9-to-5 and then you do this and then you do that and you do like the same thing every day and you do the same thing every weekend. It's nice to have a routine to an extent, but make sure you're pushing yourself to get out of that routine, because you can get very stagnant, you get very comfortable, and then with that you can just, you're not going to grow as much, right? If you're doing the same things every day, you're getting bored, you're not pushing yourself, and that in itself can just be kind of stressful, being stuck. So even if it's just small, start off like taking a different route to work, you know? That can help a lot too. If you're not going down the same roads every day, take a different way. Maybe starting a new exercise regimen. Eat something new for lunch. Go to a different restaurant, right? Get out of the norm. Get creative and share your talents. So for me, I think getting creative and sharing was doing these videos, which was very hard for me. They are very, very uncomfortable. Not so much anymore. I'm getting much more comfortable with them now. I hope you can tell compared to my first ones on Instagram. But sharing your talents can bring some vulnerability, especially if it's something you keep private. It can be very healing though, very therapeutic, and it can bring a whole new level of confidence into your life. Clean your house. Clean your house. This is something I'm still working on because I'm not the cleanest person in the world. But having a clean space energetically can help a lot. You feel confident about your room and your home and your space and where you live, and you're not like embarrassed, like, oh, I haven't cleaned the bathroom in so long, you know, it's getting gross, all of that. So just having a clean space helps. Okay. Make decisions because they make you happy. Don't be making decisions for your life based off what you think other people want, like your parents or your friends or your any kind of person you look up to. Don't do that. I promise that when you grow old and gray and retired and on your deathbed, you will regret that for sure. I think most people, don't they say, like, that are older that have regrets, it's usually like, oh, I wish I would have done this for myself and this because I really want to do this, but I figured other people wanted me to go this route or that route, or I did this out of fear. They made too many decisions out of fear. So make decisions that make you happy. If you want to go and work that job, you work that job. If you want to go and volunteer for that, volunteer. I don't know. I'm not giving you the best examples right now, but just do what you want to do, as long as you're obviously not harming other people. But I hope that would not be the case if you're watching my channel. All right, next one. Stop caring what people think of you. This one I think takes some time. This one takes some time. At least it did for me. I always cared what people thought of me, because I always thought they all thought the same thing. And then I realized one day that everyone thinks something different of you. Every single person thinks something different from you. So say you're like, oh, once I get this job, I can buy a Tesla. I'm gonna look so good in a Tesla. They're such nice cars, or a BMW. Somebody's gonna see you buy that BMW and you're like, wow, that guy's made it. He's awesome. He's a cool guy. Some people are gonna see you buy it and be like, what a D-bag. I can't believe he's driving that car. Some people are going to see you buy that car and think that you're stupid and you should have got this car, a different car, because who drives Teslas anymore? That's stupid. Another person isn't going to think anything of it. They don't care what you buy. They don't give a fuck. So every single person is going to think something different. So don't assume that by buying some material possession or acting a certain way is going to make you more likable, because it doesn't matter what you do, everybody's going to think something completely different than what you think they are. Oh, this is a good example. So I give a lot of weird facial expressions, and sometimes they get me in trouble. So I'm a very animated person, and I've learned the past few years that I give this kind of like stink face, where I give people like dirty looks. And my mom does it, and I realize my sister does it, and so I know where this came from, but and it's not on purpose, and usually it's just me thinking. I'm not even giving them a dirty look. It's just like it comes across as that. So I've been kind of paranoid about it, because I don't want people to think that I'm giving them a dirty look when I'm not, you know? And sometimes I realize that. A girl at work the other day was like, are you okay? Are you mad at me? And I was like, am I giving you a dirty look? Because I do that, and I promise you that it doesn't mean anything. So recently I went to brunch, and I caught myself giving the dirty look. I couldn't even make it if I wanted to. I can't show you guys what it is, because it's just something that happens. And there was a girl across from me that I've only met a couple times before. It was a birthday brunch we were at. And people were sharing some crazy stories, and she was like laughing. She's like, I love the look you're giving, that face, it's so funny. I was like, oh no, I'm giving the dirty look. I'm so sorry. Like, I don't mean to give this look. She's like, no, it's not dirty. It's hilarious. It's just like open and raw and real. And she was laughing so hard. So I realized, like, Megan, you can't worry about this face that you're giving, because some people are going to think you're giving them a dirty look. Some people are going to think it's friggin' hilarious. Some people aren't going to even notice it. So no point in worrying about it. It is what it is. It's my face, and I'm sticking to it. All right. So another thing was, I'm from Michigan. I moved out to California 4 years ago. And on the plane ride to California, I was so nervous. It was a big leap of faith for me. It was a big step of courage. I was scared. I'd never been to I'd been to California, but I was moving to San Diego, and I've never been there before. So I didn't know anybody. I didn't have a job lined up. I found the place on Craigslist. I was moving in with 2 dudes. Like, who does that? There was all kinds of fears coming up. But I was so proud of myself, right? I'm so proud. Like, I'm doing it. I'm making my dreams happen. I'm moving to the ocean, sunny California. And I promised myself then and there, like, that I would start taking bigger risks, because I realized the power behind it. And I did. And I did. I never thought I'd go skydiving ever in my life. And on the plane ride, I promised myself, for some reason, I don't know why this came to mind, but if I got the opportunity to go skydiving and I could pay for it, and like it all worked out in the way it was supposed to, that I would go. Not even a year after being in San Diego, I was working at this restaurant, and the owner of this place was a big avid skydiver. And he decided to pay for a bunch of us servers at this restaurant to go skydiving for free. And he asked me, he's like, Megan, you gonna go? And I remembered myself on the plane, and I promised myself that I would go if I was ever offered the opportunity. I was like, I guess I'm going. I was scared out of my mind. Nobody thought that I was actually gonna jump when we got to the skydiving place. Everyone was like, no, Megan's not gonna jump. She's freaking out. Because I was scared. I actually knew a person. I didn't know him. It was like a friend of a friend, but he died from it. And then I had another guy that I dated a while ago, and he got super injured, like almost died from it. So I had some reasons to be scared, but I'm like, no, Megan, this is gonna be so good for you. You need to go. You're gonna be fine. And I was terrified, but man, as soon as I fell out of that plane, let me tell you, I felt so free and amazing, and it was like the funnest thing I've ever done. And I was just like, this is amazing. As soon as I landed, I was like, can we go back again? Let's do it again. I'm like, who am I? It's like, I changed so much just in that moment. All right, so I hope these tools help you. Take some deep breaths when you get stressed, and it helps you to kind of calm your mind and to just take a moment to bring you back centered in the now. Like, I do it all the time when I start to get stressed. I'm still working through a lot of my emotional problems and things that have been built since I was a kid, and it's like I'm just peeling off the layers, and so I'm learning. And I know there's so many more ways to build your courage, but these are just the ones that I have for now. So I hope you guys found this helpful. I'm going to give you a couple books that you can read too that helped me a lot. One book that I moved, actually right after I moved out to California, is called The Fear Cure by Lisa Rankin. Really good read. Talks about using your fear and not just like resisting it, right? Because fear is important for us to grow. But stress, we need some of that because we need to learn to move past it to grow into the person that we want to be. So that's an awesome one. Also, Mark Manson has a book called The Art of Not Giving a Fuck, and he has some really interesting ways of thinking, but I really enjoyed his read. It was kind of funny. If you're offended by the F word, might not want to get that one, but they're both really good. And yeah, stay strong, build that confidence, and thank you for watching another video of mine. Sending love and light and peace to all of you.